So I've shown you guys armed dragons in a lot of different formats. Master Duel, TCG, Speed Duel, but today I'm going to show you what they can do in GOAT format. They're actually very, very good here. I think the deck is criminally underrated. It's basically a win beatdown deck with a bunch of recruiters, and it's surprisingly effective. So I'm going to show you guys two matches here. The first one is against some Pyro deck. This isn't anything meta, but it's a pretty interesting burn deck. They're going to go for the Graceful Charity, discard 2 cards, special summon Spirit of the Flames, and then burn me for 1,000 with Tremendous Fire. He's going to set some cards and activate his field spell. I'm going to lead off by activating my field spell, getting rid of his thanks to Master Rule 1. I'm going to summon Flying Kamakiri, swing, he's going to Sakuretsu Armor it, and now he's just going to set another card, swing for 2,000 attack, because this guy gains attack during his own battle phase only. And then I'm going to normal summon Luster Dragon. This is the funniest thing to me. Luster Dragon just becomes OP in this deck because with Rising Air Current, he's just a 2400 attack normal summon, which is huge in something as slow as GOAT format. So I'm going to attempt to swing over his dude. He's going to Sakuretsu Armor and flip up the backfire. So if I destroy any of his monsters, I'm going to be taking a little bit of burn damage. He top decks the Pot of Greed. Sounds like GOAT format to me. He's going to tribute this monster for Ultimate Baseball Kid, the burn, then hit me for 500 and then special summon Inferno. Not sure if that was the best play, but it's not a terrible play. I'm going to normal summon Armed Dragon level 3. He's typically really small, but thanks to Rising Air Current, he's able to swing over that threat. I set down a Nobleman a Crossout to try and bait something like an MST. So I'm going to special summon Armed Dragon level 5 during the standby. I'm going to normal summon Breaker, pop that back row, and that back row is going to be a Nobleman a Crossout as well. So he had the same idea. I'm going to swing at his Baseball Kid, take a lot of burn damage, and then swing with Breaker. Then during the end phase, I get to level up into Armed Dragon level 7. Look at how gigantic this dude is. 3,300 freaking attack. I love Rising Air Current. This card is so underrated. He's going to break my field spell with his field spell, but he really has no gas left. He has 2,900 life points. We're just going to swing directly with level 7 and flex with the Rising Air Current, because why not? Now we're on game 2. So he's going to go first again. Graceful Charity, discard a fire monster, special summon Spirit of Flames, and equip him with a shit ton of attack boosting equip spells, burn me for 1,000, and set some cards down. Now I'm actually pretty terrified because this is like a very huge monster, and I'm seeing too many level 5s in my hand because I run 3 level 5s. I'm gonna just pop his face down and get rid of one of the equip spells, so I get rid of the unknown threat and also make this monster just a little bit more manageable. However, he's gonna get some good damage in, swinging in at my Breaker for 2,100 attack. Then I'm going to draw for turn, summon the Sangan. I don't set it because I don't want to get hit with a Nobleman or Crossout that's just like GOAT 101. He's going to Delinquent Duo me. I'm actually very okay with that. I would rather have 5 in the grave to cheat him out, and then Sinister Serpent adds itself back to the hand. I'm going to set the Mass Dragon down. I was hoping he would swing into this. So Mass Dragon and Flying Kamakiri are really broken in this deck. I'm just going to go into another Mass Dragon. I don't know why I summoned it in attack. I can actually summon it in defense. And then when your opponent is done swinging at you, you're going to summon Armed Dragon level 3. During your standby phase, you'll level up into level 5, and then I have this game in the bag. I'm going to activate my Rising Air Current, tribute summon my other level 5 trigger Sangan to search for a Flying Kamakiri. Pop his turtle with the Mass Dragon so I don't have to deal with it special summoning monsters from his deck, and then I'm going to swing in for some direct damage. Armed Dragon level 5 is just a whole ass house, and if that wasn't enough, we have Armed Dragon level 7 with that whopping 3,300 attack, and then we get the game. Alright, now that we dipped our feet in the kiddie pool, let's play against a meta deck. We're playing against Reasoning Gate Turbo, very powerful deck in GOAT format. It almost feels like a modern deck at times. So we're going to set MST, normal summon Kamakiri. I don't want to lose my Torrential yet. I want to see what he's playing. He's going to go into Monster Gate to get the Jinzo. He's going to swing into my Flying Kamakiri, which is fantastic for me. I get my Armed Dragon level 3, then during my turn, level 3 is going to level up into Armed Dragon level 5. So my Armed Dragon level 5 is going to discard my Armed Dragon level 5 in hand, pop that Jinzo, and swing for some direct damage. I'm going to end my turn. I really should have set the Torrential here. I was just so afraid of Heavy Storm. But he's just going to explode out of his mind. He's going to summon BLS. He's going to Dimension Fusion. And he's going to summon a whole bunch of dudes, including his Jinzo back. He's going to get multiple attacks with BLS and just swing at me for game. Okay, I'm not going to lie. We got completely eviscerated there. We stood literally no chance. However, we have our side deck now. We know what he's playing. This should be an easier match. So we're going first. I'm going to activate Graceful Charity, draw into the Pot of Greed because I'm good at Yu-Gi-Oh! And then I'm going to normal summon Flying Kamakiri because I don't really have anything else to do turn 1. Maybe it would have been wiser to go turn 2, but it's fine. I'm going to declare 4 on his Reasoning because I don't want him to draw a Sacred Crane, and also it's very often they hit Sacred Crane. He's going to discard or send to grave a lot of valuable cards like BLS, which is good. He summons the Jinzo. I'm fine with that until he freaking Snatch Steals me. How rude. He's going to normal summon Sacred Crane, and he gets a ton of damage. However, I have the Heavy Storm, so this should be pretty easy to deal with. I'm going to get my 1,000 life points. Thank you very much. I'm going to Heavy Storm, get rid of that Snatch Steal, get my Kamakiri back. Normal summon Tribe, pop that Jinzo, activate Air Current. I'm now bigger than the Crane. I can swing at Crane, and I can swing at his face. I'm going to set down Trap Dustshoot. I'm looking really good right now. I'm going to shuffle back his Sinister Serpent because that's just too valuable of a card. He's going to set down his dual mode beast thing. I'm going to normal summon Twin-Headed Behemoth, swing at his beast, swing at his face, swing at his face again. He knows he can't win here, and he just scoops. Game number 3, can we take the whole thing? So he's going to make us go first. His mistake because we have Delinquent Duo in our hand. I kept it in the side deck because I kind of figured this deck just wants to go second. We're going to discard 2 cards in his hand. Luckily, he had a bunch of spells, so no light and dark monsters in sight. He's going to normal summon the dual mode beast. He's going to activate Metamorphosis, getting Last Warrior from another planet. I have to Sakuretsu that immediately because I do not want to be locked out of special summoning. And then I'm going to activate my Graceful Charity, draw some good cards, normal summon Breaker, bait out the back row, so Torrential Tribute's going to hit me. I set down the Call the Haunted, a really good answer to Torrential Tribute, honestly. I'm going to activate it once he has to pass his turn because he has no playable cards in his hand. I summon level 3 so I can thin the deck and go into level 5. Of course, I still draw level 7, you know how it is. I normal summon Sangan, swing for 3,400. And the reason I summon Sangan over Luster Dragons, because if he had something like, I don't know, this Lightning Vortex, I just get to add Sinister Serpent to my hand and get a little bit of a resource game going. Now I get to draw, I draw into the Premature Burial, that's insane. I get to bring back my Armed Dragon level 5, normal summon Luster Dragon, and swing for a ton of direct damage. He's now only on 300 life points, so we have to see what he top decks. He's going to top deck a Scapegoat that's actually pretty good. However, Armed Dragons eat goat tokens for breakfast. We're going to attempt to swing. He's going to activate his Scapegoats, summoning 4 goat tokens, and it doesn't matter because I'm going to swing at 1. Swing at the second one. Main phase 2, activate level 5, pitching Serpent, pop a token, pop the dead level 7 in my hand, pop another token, and then my Sinister Serpent's going to come back during the next turn. He's going to Reasoning. I declare level 8 because I'm not afraid of a Crane at this point, and he summons the Crane. Thank God. He's going to attack my Kamakiri for some reason, and I get my level 3 and my second Armed Dragon level 5. He's going to scoop. So here's the list I was playing. I'll have the entire deck list in the description below as well. I played 2 Armed Dragon level 3s because I feel like this is a card you want to resolve multiple times, but at the same time, you don't want to see it in your opening hand because it doesn't do anything. So just having the 2 feels perfect. 3 copies of level 5. The reason I run 3 is because unlike level 7 and level 3, he's never a dead card. You can tribute him for just 1 monster. You can special summon him from the grave with Call of the Haunted and Premature Burial. Or worst case scenario, he's just discard fodder for other Armed Dragon level 5s or your Lightning Vortex or something. The monster itself is really good because it swings over everything with 2,400 attack. 1,700 defense means that if it gets Book of Moon or Tsukiyomi, they still aren't going to be able to swing over it. And the discard effect to pop monsters non-once per turn is actually insane for goat control. I only actually play 1 level 7 because he's literally worse than level 5. He has 1,000 defense, so Tsukiyomi can just flip him face down and swing over him. That's kind of ridiculous. He's a lot harder to summon because you have to destroy a monster by battle with level 5. You can't just use Call of the Haunted. You can't just tribute summon him. The attack difference doesn't even really come up. Most monsters aren't going to swing over 24, but there are a few matchups where level 7 is going to be good and a few situations where it's worth just running the 1. Because worst case scenario, you're going to discard him for your level 5 effect. But there are times like maybe you're playing against zombies and Ryukoki's 2,400 attack. He doesn't care if he goes in the grave because of Book of Life. So it's really nice just to have something much bigger than Ryukoki on the field so zombies don't just steamroll you. Or maybe you're playing against some jank ass Dragon Caller deck with a bunch of Blue Eyes and Tyrant Dragons and stuff like that. Guess what? Rising Air Current with level 7 is enough to beat everything in that deck. Also, being able to send your level 5 and get a bigger monster in general is just good for if you have Call the Haunted, Premature Burial, or you Snatch Steal your level 5 back from your opponent. You really don't want those equipped spells just on your level 5, so your opponent just needs an MST to win the duel, so going into level 7 can be helpful that way. So he's definitely not useless. He's a pretty good card, but level 5 is just infinitely better, so we run him at 3. A problem I was having with Armed Dragons originally is just playing the Recruiters and the Armed Dragons was never enough. If you run out of level 5s, then all of a sudden it was very hard to get back into the game. You ran out of gas really fast. So having these 3 Luster Dragons is really nice. Having a 1,900 beater, 2,400 under Rising Air Current, that's kind of crazy. and it just helps you get back into the game. Of course, we play all the recruiters we can, 3 Mass Dragon, 3 Flying Kamakiri. When they're destroyed by battle, you get to special summon a monster with 1500 or less attack from your deck. Flying Kamakiri will special summon a wind monster in attack position. Mass Dragon will summon a dragon monster in any position. So both of these can lead into themselves. They can lead into a level 3 for the next turn, or a twin-headed Behemoth. We play the twin-headed Behemoth because when it's destroyed during the end phase, you'll get to special summon it back once per duel. This is a direct answer to Azura Priest, who can swing at everything that you recruit. So this puts a stop to that card and then brings you a body on the field to tribute for Armed Dragon level 5. We got some staple goat monsters, Sinister Serpent. This one's actually crazy in this deck because you discard a lot with the Armed Dragons. Sangan searches your entire deck. Tribe-Infecting Virus is basically fuck you, the card. And Breaker, the magical warrior. Then for the spells, we got the most godlike field spell I have ever read in my entire life, Rising Air Current. This card is so dumb, just permanent attack gain. It makes it so your Luster Dragon is 2400 attack, your Kamakiris are 1900, level 7 is 3300. It just makes it so it's very easy to beat down on your opponent. Even if they summon big bosses like Chaos Sorcerer, you're gonna have no problem just smacking them out of existence. I like the 1 Terraforming 2 Air Current ratio, by the way, because you don't really ever need 3 of a field spell, considering you know, you can only have 1 field spell on at a time. So having the Terraforming to thin the deck out's pretty awesome. Then the double Stamping Destruction, I feel like if you're playing a dragon deck, this should just be a staple. It's such a good back row removal card in a format where back row removal is very hard to come by. Double Nobleman, Crossout, Pot of Greed, Graceful Charity, Snatch Steal, MST, Heavy Storm, just, you know, goat format things. 1 Premature Burial, 1 Call the Haunted, very great when you have Armed Dragon level 5 with 0 restrictions on how to summon it. Ring of Destruction, Mirror Force, Torrential Tribute, 3 Sakuretsu Armor. I wanted to have the most removal as possible. Onto the side deck, I have a lot of really good normal summons. We have 3 copies of Mystic Swordsman level 2. He kind of shits on flip control and stall decks that just want to sit on like 2000 defense monsters. 3 copies of Kycoo. I feel like Kycoo's not only great against the slower chaos decks that aren't just Reason and Gate Turbo, but it's amazing against zombies. Zombies are very heavily reliant on their graveyard, so getting rid of that resource for them is great, and it's just an 1800 beater. We got the Delinquent Duo in the side deck instead of the main deck because I don't want to use it against a deck that plays a lot of good grave cards like zombies and chaos, which chaos happens to be most of the meta. 1 Lightning Vortex because why not? 1 Stamping Destruction just to get the extra back row hate. 3 Trap Dustshoot. This is the most broken goat card in existence. Siding this going first is just like an instant win, knowing your opponent's entire hand, shuffling everything back into their deck, and it not being once per turn. So if you draw like all 3 of them, oh my god, your opponent's not playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And then 3 Royal Decree. I'm not too sure on this one, but if you're playing against like trap dot deck, I feel like this is a good option because you don't really need these trap cards that you're playing. They're just kind of there to deal with more of the aggressive decks. So if you're playing against a very passive deck that just wants to like set 4 and pass, this is going to be a really good option against that. So that is Armed Dragons in GOAT format. Let me know what you guys think of it in the comments below. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed. It really helps out the channel a lot. I'm going to head out now. See ya.